you all right? Do your wounds still hurt?
I had someone prepare a little medicine that could prove effective. Take it if you need to.
In that case, let me relate the contents of the call we made to Alice after the incident occurred.
That Dottore is a crafty one. He distracted the Hexenzirkel by creating a huge fuss. I'd assumed that the cause was an abyssal intrusion from the outside world, which in fairness is a rather common occurrence. But after learning that you managed to influence the phantoms in Krai, I realized that perhaps this interference could have come from within Teyvat.
But we weren't able to change their fates.
True, you couldn't change how their stories ended. But you did build some variables around yourself.
Variables?
Yes. Things you heard that you could not otherwise have learned. Ideas that would otherwise have never crossed your mind. All these things are variables. Of course, most variables usually pale into insignificance with the myriad of possibilities floating around. But the moment you start treating them as building blocks and intentional, that's what Dottore did. And it's how he created the necessary conditions so that when you activated the portal tonight,
However, we have no way of knowing exactly what he did.
Yeah, we also need to ascertain Columbina's status.
And that about sums it up.
As I suspected, Dottore has disappeared completely. If it's any consolation, he wasn't able to control Columbina as he might have wished to.
Oh no! What? She did what? All we saw was Dottore appeared and used some kind of power. The next thing we knew, he and Columbina were gone and you were...
So, Columbina intentionally opened the moon gate and escaped into the same mysterious...
Sounds like bad news.
Seen in that way, the trilunar syzygy and Revere's emergence, Dottore might have been pulling the strings in both cases. According to Miss Alice, he is attempting to transcend his destiny and finish an experiment that only a god might complete.
An utter lunatic.
Wait a sec, where's Hat Guy? Seems like he'd want to be here for this.
He took off with the Dodo communication device after we spoke to Alice. He said he had a hunch that he wanted to investigate by himself. The look on his face was terrifying.
I'm back.
Hat guy!
I went to look for the Hyperborean phantoms again. I think I've gotten to the bottom of it. I got them to talk to Nicole on the other end of the communications line. Turns out, the history they describe is different from how
Really? But how? Surely Nicole can't have been wrong.
Because the phantoms are the ones who were deceived. They speak of a savior who appeared in their history. This savior promised to create a new moon within the false sky, and even bring back their moon goddesses. Foolishly, they believed in him, and told him everything he wanted. It's obvious that this was
Now you mention it, the first time we entered the Hyperborean ruins, we heard the phantoms discussing their history, and I remember Nicole comment.
But Dottore shouldn't have been able to get in there in the...
He didn't. Nicole said that this was an anomalous state triggered by disruptions in the causal connections between the variables that Dottore put in place were substantial enough that they even affected phantoms that he never met.
So it's not that their memories were unclear. They'd been tampered with.
That's exactly the possibility Dottore was trying to manufacture. He turned these variables into knowledge and engineered the situation. Then, he harnessed that knowledge on Moon Prayer Night.
How is that even possible?
To be precise, he exploited a weakness in the way the spell works. The spell senses Kuvaki to detect the moon's location. So, As long as the false moon more strongly resembles, the gate would teleport Columbina to the false moon's location. In other words, to Dottores' side. Once he had her under control, the teleportation spell remained active, and he manipulated her power.
At that moment, the moon marrows disappeared right before our eyes. It was already too late, even as—
By then, Dottore had already amassed the power.
So, where does that leave us? What do we do?
I'd certainly like to know what Her Majesty thinks, now that the concerns I expressed to her have come to pass. But we cannot simply sit and wait for her to decide. And in any case, it is not the Fatui Harbinger Damselette who sees us as her friends, but rather Columbina Hyposelenia. If, even in such extreme circumstances, Her Majesty will not lift the prohibition on then I will do as my heart demands. I will fight as Peruware instead.
Oh, Arlecchino!
Time is short, so I'll make the first move.
Whew. Even Arlecchino seems to be losing her cool now.
All right. Lose those dejected looks for a moment and let me get a word in. It looks bad, I won't lie. Very bad, in fact. So Dottore's pulled some real dirty tricks to gain the upper hand. For now. And yeah, it's to the point where even the mages say that his variables have affected destiny. Many have told me that Teyvat's destiny is fixed, and that does appear to be the case. Well, what makes Dottore so sure he'll be the exception? And since he was able to stack these variables up, who's to say we can't do the same? You of all people should not be discouraged, traveler from afar. This isn't over yet. And you're not alone in that. Everyone here does, whether they've spoken thus far or not. But none of us are the type to sit back and wait for the sun to shine. That's exactly how a knight should roll. If they knock you down, you get back up and get back in it. Don't forget, honorary knight.
Burke is right. This is far from over. Dottore's already way overdue a butt-kicking given his past shenanigans. And after this, he's earned himself a double dose.
That's what I'm talking about. How's everyone else feeling?
I'll use Kuvaki to investigate Columbina's whereabouts. I am not ready.
Leave the intel gathering to me. Whatever happens within Nodkrai's borders, when the Curatorium of Seek—
Aino and I will do all we can to support you. We will attempt to reverse engineer Dottore's actions and seek a breakthrough that way.
Alice and Nicole are busy dealing with an emergency at Teyvat's borders, so they can't return just yet. But they're both very angry about this. They've asked Albedo and me to act on the Hexen Circle's behalf and do—
Are you ready then? We're going to have to conduct a lot of research.
I'll do my best.
As for me, I'm pretty familiar with Dottore's way of doing things, so I can try to predict his next move.
Nice. Looks like we have our basic division of labor. I'll get in touch with Flints and Itlua, get them to have a chat with their Starshiner. It couldn't hurt to bring the Lightkeepers on board as— At the same time, I'll pass on instructions to the Knights present in Nodkrai to assist the Lightkeepers and other organizations in ensuring the safety of those living—
Yeah! We'll show him!
That's it then. Good luck, everyone.
I never thought that Columbina would become my real name. It went from being a Fatui code name to something my friends call me. And remember, come night or day, the moonlight shall always
Looks like the gang's all here!
Yep, all ready. How about you two? Green and good to go?
Paimon's ready!
Haha, feeling nervous? Don't blame you. Okay, so some time ago, Columbina was ambushed by the doctor.
Yes, though at the time, all that the rest of us saw was the doctor using some kind of power.
We have to get Columbina back. And whatever the doctor's plan is in seizing the Three Moons Authority...
The Frost Moon Scions consider it our duty to rescue the Moon Goddess. I wasn't expecting so many others to come to our aid.
Great. Well, first things first.
Wait.
Someone's here. We heard your footsteps. Although...
You've been here for a while now. I take it you followed the Traveler, but I don't sense any ill...
Come on.
I figured it wouldn't take you long to notice me. I come bearing news from my lady, the Knave.
Dottore went through the motions of returning to Snezhnaya, but it was obviously a facade. However, he has not returned to the Kuvaki
Well, in that case, he'll be in his lab way up north. I always wondered why he applied for it.
Tell them that Sandrone and I will go on ahead. If they still intend to pursue this matter, they should meet us at the research center in the northern tip of Krai.
Nice of Columbina's two best friends to think of us. We appreciate the heads up. Our sincere thanks to the Fatui for your aid.
Lady Damselette may have left our organization, but at least some of her colleagues remain genuinely concerned for her well-being. Not to mention that the Doctor's increasingly cryptic conduct. We have crossed swords many times before, but it's not personal. We're just on different sides. We don't and so, as fellow friends of Lady Damselette, it's only right that you should be in the know about this.
Arlecchino's situational awareness has saved us a lot of trouble.
I'll leave the map here with you. If you do decide to head to the research center, please proceed with and remember, at least while you're in Krai, Lady Arlecchino's subordinates are your comrades if you want them to be.
This is very accommodating of you.
Just doing my duty. I shall take my leave now. If you need us, you'll find us at the Experimental Design Bureau.
So, the doctors left the Experimental Design Bureau and headed to some research center up north.
Marionette seems to think he's been planning this for a long time. But when did it start? Before he even...
It seems his loyalty to the Tsaritsa is lip service at most.
Whatever his motives, we know that he's decisive and incredibly ruthless.
At this stage, it's difficult to predict his next steps.
Well, as much as I'd love to help, infiltrating research labs isn't... But at least take Cool Your Jet's Ducky with you. It should be some help during the battle.
And as for Miss Inefa, I suppose you will stay to protect...
Detecting operational logic. Protect Dino. Priority. High.
Just in case, Servarka, I think it would be best if you stayed behind as well. You can...
I mean, I would have said the Knight of Berea should probably be out on the front line, but... Okay, fine. Leave Nasha Town to me. Be careful out there, okay? If things get out of hand, fall back right away.
Yehodo will be on hand to assist you. In my absence, she can have...
You got it, boss! You guys make sure to get...
We will.
Things are moving fast. We'd better head off soon if we hope to keep pace.
So, it's infiltrate a secret research facility, or... Yeah, alright. Paimon will help out here instead.
We all have to bring our A-game here. So, anything you need to wrap up before we leave?
Then you'd better get going.
Very well. All these broken machines on the ground. Someone got here before us. Could it be Arlecchino and Sandrone? That's quite a welcome party.
Bombs away!
It all adds up. No more lies. Poor last
Protect us.
Water jet! What? Yeah! Water jet!
Get back! I said get back! Do you hear me? Why isn't it working? No! Don't come any closer! Don't!
Stay your hand.
It all adds up.
You poor souls. May your spirits find peace.
Grab that key on the ground. We'll probably need it at some point.
Watch out.
Ugh, there's no way through. Let's go around.
What the? Trespassers? Here? What's wrong with you people?
We're looking for the doctor, and we understand he might be here. I see you're fleeing the facility.
You looking to settle a score with the doctor? Good luck with that. I don't think you have many chances left.
Perhaps. But you might have a chance to live.
2 other Harbingers had the same idea as you. They're already inside. But what good is it gonna do? The doctor wouldn't do something like this on purpose.
Seems to me that you're not too Also, is it just me, or do I sense monsters nearby? If you'd prefer
We need to know what the doctor is up to. Please, if you know anything at all, this is about more than us versus the doctor. His actions could have consequences for all—
He's building something. Ambitious doesn't even begin to describe it. Feels like this could be the big one. God knows how long he's been planning. A while back, he told us he'd be returning to Snezhnaya. We weren't expecting him back so soon. This time, he brought some gemstones with him.
The moon marrow spheres. He stole them.
Oh, Lady Damselette? Last I heard, she left the Fatui. Before she went, she told us she'd finish what Her Majesty asked of her. I remember thinking that leaving us might not be the best choice. I mean, I always looked up to the captain. Back when this all started, the higher-ups dispatched 3 units to Krai to execute their plan. They were led by the Doctor, Marionette, and the Damselette. I was a part of the Damselette's unit to begin with. She never really interacted with us much. In fact, she seemed sort of detached from everything. Not because she was distracted, just felt like she was indifferent to the world. She always seemed like she was staring off into the distance. Almost as if she didn't see anything worth living for in the present. So, the Doctor used to stand nearby and watch her. Apparently they got along well at first, but somewhere along the way, she grew wary of him. Started avoiding him as much as possible. After she left, everyone in our unit merged with the Doctor's. He's similarly indifferent to the world, except when it comes to the moons. Right now, obtaining the 3 moons is his #1 priority. He even said, if he can only get his hands on 2 of them, he'll...
How would he create an artificial moon marrow? Maybe the knowledge...
Thank you for cooperating.
I get the sense that you'd serve under Columbina again if you had the chance.
No, she's no longer a harbinger. As a member of the Fatui, my loyalty... I'm only telling you all this because I don't completely trust the Doctor. His actions do not align with the goals that first brought us to Krai.
I understand. We'll do everything within our power to stop him. The Knave's unit is based at the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau. Maybe you can seek refuge.
Well, now we know what's going on here. Artificial moon marrow. He's likely what...
I fear this could get ugly. Everyone.
Welcome one and all. I've been expecting you. I hope my humble research facility...
Yeah, we really appreciated fighting our way in.
The gall. You expect us to believe you've just been patient?
Of course I have. Should I be worried about something? Everything seems... First Sandrone and Arlecchino, now you. If you were looking for them, I should probably mention that Arlecchino disappeared as soon as she entered the facility. As for Sandrone, why, she stood right here only hardly out of character. She never was one for basic courtesy. But I have to admit, I was a little surprised to see her showing concern. Does everyone you associate with undergo such a change in temperament? Speaking as a researcher, I have to... Well, since you asked...
So you've got your hands on the moon marrow, and now you're claiming godhood.
I must protest what you are insinuating. I am not claiming anything. I am stating a fact. You're a researcher.
Huh? Wait, you really think You'll excuse me if I'm not being a polite little lady for you. We're colleagues. We both know what kind of person you are.
By the same token, I knew you'd respond along. You and I both understand that facts speak louder than words. To that end, I've had my people send you a small gift.
What gift? Where have all your troops gone?
Who knows? Perhaps they are already marching toward a new world, following in the footsteps of an... As vulgar and arrogant as you may be, dear Sandrone, I have no intention of taking out my displeasure on your subordinates.
You sent your people to the Experimental Design Bureau? That's the Tsaritsa's property.
Yes, and I am very mindful of Her Majesty's instructions. But you know full well that they do not in which case, all I'm doing is conducting another one of my experiments. Now then, you have a judgment call to make. Am I simply lying to stall you? Or is it possible that every word...
So now you've turned on fellow Fatui soldiers.
I have set a new rule for myself. Each person gets one chance. Naturally, that includes you, Sandrone. If you wish to leave, I won't stop you. We are colleagues, after all.
Scumbag!
Still, I hadn't counted on Sandrone sparing any thought for the people of this world. Shame. I always found her self-centeredness to be one of her few better qualities. How can she ever hope to achieve greatness when she's so obsessed with protecting her little design bureau?
It's more than a little disingenuous to speak of achieving greatness while taking hostages.
Honor? I have the marrow of 2 moons in my possession and will soon complete the construction of a 3rd. I will be the god of a new world. And you...
Those are sacred relics. You do not deserve them.
In my view, many in this world do not deserve to be alive. And yet, I mercifully permit them...
You'll come to regret your actions.
Will I now? Let's see if you can make me.
Water jet! Bombs away! Water jet!
An exact practice.
Arlecchino!
Thanks for the assistance.
Arlecchino. They see you as an ally. What a farce. You're clearly here to destroy my research, not...
I'd say your research is more valuable. Am I wrong?
Close your eyes. Be silent.
Is that the best you can do? Get lost!
Can't hide the truth. No more lies.
Wipe out! Shatter like a reflection!
Close your eyes. Be silent.
Get lost!
Fear the dark.
Is this all it takes to tire you?
Close your eyes. Do you fear the dark?
It all ends. The deception ends here.
Water jet!
By the frost moon of old.
Go!
No more lies.
Dottore is too powerful with the artificial moon arrow in his arsenal. Fighting him is futile. Quickly!
Let's go. I've always thought it is wiser to flee than surrender.
Watch out! What the? Forget about me! You should...
Where's the Traveler?
What just happened? Nasha Town? How did I get here? Strange. I remember being trapped by Dottore during the battle. Something weird is going on.
Huh? Traveler? What brings you here at this hour?
Huh?
What are you in the mood for today? A hot dog? Or something else? We've got some special discounts at the moment. Want to see...
Sorry, I'm not...
Ah. Well, feel free to take a seat for now.
Everyone seems to be acting normal. Am I just over...
Oh, darling, look who it is. One of our regular customers. Get the traveler something to eat, would you, dear?
Wait, why is he talking like that?
Well, I'd love to, but can't serve a customer unless they order something. Anyway, I take it your business is wrapped?
Yes, thankfully. It was a long trip, and it's left me feeling pretty exhausted. But the upshot is, I won't have to leave again.
Wait, these two are a couple? I see some kids around too. I didn't know they had...
Hey there! I haven't seen you in ages! What's keeping you so busy? I've been looking... You forgot already? You're silly. Daddy brought you over to our house recently.
What is she talking about?
We've had a lot of customers over the last few days, so we've been real busy. And oh! Another customer's arrived! I better go see what they want.
This is all wrong. I never once heard the owner of this restaurant talk about their family. It certainly isn't a family-run business. Could this be a false memory?
Very good. I knew you had it in you. Aren't you going to try the house special?
When did he show up? No. None of this is real.
You don't seem to like it here. That's fine. We can change venues.